Importance. That is the topic of today's video. There are a lot of topics I want to talk about at the moment. Everything ranging from Avatar 3 regarding kind of attention span to One Piece and my gum operation regarding willpower to the importance of university and kind of like conflicts almost arguing or problems arguing for and against university when you're not kind of in the shoes of the other party. And today it's about importance. And saying importance, I mean prioritizing and understanding your values and interests and not being blindsided by non-important aspects of life that can easily take over your life, and to not forget what really is important within life. Someone I know, someone close to them has now had a recent operation, and it was fairly serious. It was pretty serious. And it kind of got me thinking, because with this person we also had a conversation about university and marks and how you can kind of get sucked into studying and forgetting that you have like a life outside of university and just not feeling at your best when you feel a little overwhelmed with all these marks that you want to write and these good marks that you want to achieve. Now, when it was about... that was collateral. When it was about this person dear to them and the operation, you quickly noticed how much more you are affected by something like that than if you are, by a bad mark. And this might sound very obvious and maybe even a little stupid to some extent, but it's easy to get caught in the desire to achieve good marks. And I now need to understand where I want to go with this. Where do I want to go with this? What I want to say is, I just need to think for a minute. What do I want to say? What I want to say. That was optimal. I want to say okay, I need to think now. I want to say, first of all, nothing, it's all gone well regarding this person, and the person dear to them was able to, the operation went well, no problems, and I had a quick look into the operation's statistics, and survival rates are good afterwards, are very good. So hopefully everything should be okay, but I am crossing my fingers definitely, and sending all my energy, and just I'm so happy to hear that everything has gone well so far. Now, what I want to say is I started university, and it was my choice. I had no obligation to do so, and didn't have to, but I wanted to. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do yet. I had a vague idea, but I was not sure if I was ready completely. So I decided to study university, and a topic that interests me, because anything else I would not be capable. I do not enjoy doing stuff so much that don't interest me. I enjoy doing difficult stuff, but only if I see that there is a like meaning behind it, and that the activity or the thing I'm doing it for is something that I value. So I started university and I'm studying sports science, and sport is something I enjoy and is one of my most important aspects of life almost. You know, it's if I can't move, I feel like my head I just kind of go crazy in a way. And so I started university, and because it was my free will, I wanted to do it right. I didn't want to half-ass anything. I wanted to do it right. I wanted to learn. And learning is something that I find very important. I think that it's a big aspect of life. It's what makes life life. It's a dynamic that is always there, that you always need to cope with. It doesn't matter if it's academical work or if it's emotional work or whatever. There is always the aspect of learning and learning from mistakes. And that's why I also enjoy it so much, because it's in life in all aspects, and when you're ready to learn, I feel that you are open to so much more potential and so much more dynamic and excitement and joy in life, because it allows you to understand a lot of aspects to a great extent, and once you kind of understand, even if it's, you know, within self-reflecting, if you understand how you work, then you understand what you like, then you understand what you want to do, then you understand how you like to do things, and that just creates so much more joy within life. So that's why I started studying, and that's why I also value being good at university, because like I said, it was my choice and I wanted to do it, so I wanted to do it right. The problem with this is you are easily distracted by other motivations and kind of get sucked in to different motivations, or you kind of like false motives almost. This term I've been performing really well, and then I've kind of like reflected upon that a little bit, also due to a conversation I had regarding good marks and all those things, and I kind of reflected upon this term, and because I was performing so well this term, I kept wanting to perform well. So then it wasn't much about the learning aspect of what I'm actually learning this term. It was more about, okay, I've been performing well, let me keep the good marks up. And that makes studying so much more harder. I've noticed that as well, because you have then got this external pressure of wanting to keep your performance at a high level without actually wanting to learn any of the things that you're learning, even though that is the main interest of why I'm studying this course. Now, let me just take off my sweatshirt because it's bloody warm in here. And I have this test tomorrow coming up. I'm not stressing about it at all. I don't see any reason to stress about it. But also, I think it's because of this conversation I had recently, and that I've kind of now seen as well that I still enjoy the topic that I am learning. I enjoy the biomechanics behind the movements and behind certain sport gadgets, and I just find it interesting, and I like to learn about it, because then if I'm watching the swimming, I can kind of think about the swimsuits and how they designed, or I can use the knowledge that I've learned about the swimsuits and kind of use them on the speed skating suits, or I can understand the speed skating sport more. And it just, I don't know, it just, there's then so much more behind the sport than you see on the TV, and when you're studying it, you can actually see that the dimension is so much broader and wider than you think it is. And so coming back to importance and priorities and values in a way, kind of getting sucked in to this performance aspect of studying, and not actually wanting to study because I wanted to study and to understand and to learn, but because I wanted the good marks at a satisfactory level to my desire. Definitely increase the difficulty of studying, and decrease the enjoyment of studying. And there are multiple aspects that or motives why people would want to write good marks. You know, it's maybe you describe a lot of value, and you think that with good marks shows the capabilities and the intention or intelligence of a person, which I wouldn't agree with. I think that marks are very or cannot be used at all to describe the intelligence and the capabilities and the competences that a person has, because behind a good mark, you don't know if there is talent, hard work, a lot of time, cheating. You have no idea. And there are so many different variables that can influence getting a good mark. So, off of that rant, and now back to the main reason that I'm talking about good marks. It's because of this operation that I was talking about. And this person and the person dear to them who had the operation, they have got a test, or the person, not the person with the operation, but the other person, they have got a test coming up, and, to the right reasons, they don't care about the test, They don't care about if they've got time to study, or the capability, the capacity, the attention, the will to study, you know, because now it's about the person that is dear to them and to ensure their health and safety and to enjoy the moments that they have with this person, and to try and just be there for them, you know. And I would, you know, it would be a shame if it were the other way around, if they were still interested in the marks and would find the marks to still be very important and wouldn't want to go and visit the person in hospital because she has to because they have to study, and that'd be a shame, you know, because it would take away from the time that you get with the other family members and with the person dear to them. So that kind of brought me thinking as well. And I do still want to do well at university, but I want to do well at university in my sense of doing well. I want to understand the topics, and I want to understand the mechanics and strategies and the ideas behind certain science, and that's what I describe doing well as, or define doing well as. And that's how I want to do well. If I can't write a good mark at one point because, I don't know, I've got too much work outside going on, or if I've got, you know, if not even, nothing negative needs to happen. If maybe I'm just enjoying my time with my friends a little, and I want to enjoy the time that I have with my friends, then I don't want to do this. No, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Then I don't want to get sucked in to the motive of wanting to do well just to get the good mark. Because in the end, it's the time that you get with the people you hold dear and the time that you are able to have fun and enjoy life, creating memories that you will remember, and it's not the time that you spend alone studying and the good marks that you've written. That's not the things that you're going to be proud of. And so, yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to say, is it's easy to, you know, it doesn't mean that you don't forget your priorities and your values, but it's easy to misalign your priorities to your values. It's easy to get sucked in and become stressed and become blindsided in a way, and there's no harm if that happens, you know. But I think it's important to try and pull yourself back out of the moment, out of reality, and just back into yourself, reflect, and understand that those things are not, they don't, there is no need for you to be stressed about those things, because they shouldn't have control over your emotions or your well-being, because it's the people that you value and the memories you create and the things that you enjoy that should influence your emotions and well-being, because it's also those things that are the things that will affect you positively. So that was kind of my rant on that, and I think it was very unstructured, and also, I don't know, there are a few points missing, and because there are still a few points that I want to think about more, But that's definitely one thing. And yeah, I think that's about it, really. I think that's about it. There was one main point that I kind of wanted to say. But I forgot. So, I hope you will have a great time. I wish you guys all the best. And yeah, wish you all the health, all the well being, and just, sending all the positive energy out there. So, have a good one and see you soon.